What is up? What is up? We are back in black in this bitch. What is going on? You already know who I am. I'm your boy, Warren G, in the place to be. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. That's when the only person that could finesse me was my mommy. Shout out to everybody out there at the corporate plantation right now, handling business, doing what you need to do to survive. Hey. Shout out to everybody that's out there that's handling business. Hey, you already know what it is. We gonna get into several things, but before it is, you know, I always got to reach out to all the people that's at the corporate plantation right now, doing what they need to do to survive. Hey, you already know what it is. I didn't have to be at the corporate plantation today. I finally, had some time off so I could handle some business, but I didn't really get a chance to do nothing. I'm too busy making this damn sea moss for my brother. So, I had to hurry up and finish and do that shit for the nigga be calling me talking about, hey man, how you gonna run a business? I don't feel like hearing that shit. Shout out to everybody that's at the corporate plantation right now, making it do what it do. You already know what it is. Shout out to Philly. I always gotta send a special shout out to Philly. Shout out to Shawnee out there in Philly holding it down. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even know about the Move group. No, I didn't know. I wasn't aware of them. And, the Book of Enoch, she put me onto that book. So, shout out to Shawnee out there in Philly, handling business. You know what it is. Shout out to everybody that's out here in Las Vegas right now, working in this clown cold-ass weather. I had some mullen tea this morning. You know what I'm saying? Chest was a little tight. So, I said, man, I feel like I done smoked a blunt. I ain't even smoke shit. So, I, had some mullen tea, loosen up my chest and shit. I feel much better. Now I'm drinking some sea moss, and I got my lemon water right here. Shout out to everybody out there in the real world, making it do what it do, not finessing, but handling business. Shout out to all my niggas that's at the job, just doing what you need to do to get out. I already know, hey, if you're at the corporate plantation right now, just take a look around you. It's only us. It's not even a handful of motherfuckers that's really fuck with you. Most people be on some fuck shit. Tell them about the gun line. Haywood Shepherd, Steven from Django, motherfucking man, just on some straight Sambo, Mammy Coon bullshit. Just doing whatever they can to get to the top. Not even understanding that you're prostituting your integrity. So shout out to everybody that tries to get in and get out. Do your 8 and skate. Don't go in there bumping your gums next to the fat man next to the concession stand. Just get in there, get your shit, get the fuck out. That's the best way to do things around here, man. Oh, what's up, Tasha? I see you. Look, I just got done with that motherfucking CMOS shit. for the CEO. That was funny. I was rolling. Shout out to everybody that's, understanding exactly what life is about, especially if you're melanated and highly favored. And if you're not melanated and you are from another racial group, if you're not trying to establish a system of justice, you gotta get the fuck away from me. I can't fuck with you. I'm not saying you gotta be black powered and all this and jumping on tables and doing all this other shit. No, but what I want you to do is educate yourself. Read Black Labor White Wealth by the Honorable Dr. Claude Anderson. Read that book. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to know about other racial groups that were really telling us what was being said when we weren't in the room, read this book called The Burglary by, I forgot the lady's name, but I know the whole, hold on, let me see, what the fuck is this lady's name? It's some crazy name, man. What the fuck is this lady's name? Betty Medgar or whatever. Betty Medgar. Go read this book. It's the Book of Eli. It's about COINTELPRO and J. Edgar Hoover and all his fuck shit that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to know something about corporate America and just all the fine things that distinguishes and differentiates black folk from every other racial group, I'm at the corporate plantation right now. Okay, that's what's up. Then go read this book called Two Nations by Andrew Hacker. Talks about black folk being corporate wallpaper. So he talks about corporate wallpaper. The great Neely Fuller Jr. talks about racial showcasing. And then you have racial showcasing confusion. But racial showcasing basically is every time you look around, you see black everywhere because you think it's a black company. You think black people run shit. But then when you start doing your digging, the people that are behind the scenes, the unseen hand, they don't look nothing like you. I'm talking about the motherfuckers at the very top. They look just like George Bush, Ronald Reagan, Thomas Jefferson, All the other motherfuckers. That's what it looked like. Abraham Lincoln, you know Thomas Jefferson, and Andrew Jackson. You know Andrew Jackson, the motherfucker that stole all the black Seminoles land in Florida. Because there was a peace treaty with, I think, Spain or either Spain or France, one of them, and he was supposed to honor the peace treaty. And that nigga was like, soon as they left, that nigga was like, fuck that treaty, man. Fuck these niggas, and it's my motherfucking land. Go read it. It's in this book right here. It's in this book right here. The Black History Reader by the Honorable Dr. Claude Anderson. Go read this book. Very, very good book. Let's see. Because I got something highlighted that I often read it. And I quote, Randall Robinson quotes former Bill Clinton president who commented on the willingness of blacks to accept symbolism as a political payment. President Clinton said, the black people love me. I don't really know why, but all they seem to care about are the symbolic things like cabinet appointments. When blacks accepted integration, they gave up blackness, disappeared into multicultural diversity, and still did not get the resources they needed. That's the Honorable Dr. Claude Anderson. Go read this book, Black History Reader. Basically, we love symbolism. So we're going to get on that. We're going to talk about a lot of that shit today. And if you really want to know plain Jane about racism, white supremacy, and establishing a system of justice, I suggest you go read The Fall of America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You ain't got to be no Nation of Islam to read his shit. Just read it. God damn. Niggas always, man, I can't. Man, that's just too much, man. That's pro-black, man. Man, just shut the fuck up and read the goddamn book, man. God damn, nigga. Damn. Go read that book, man. And if you want to know a little bit about religions, because you know you got my black Christians in here that and all this other bullshit, speaking in tongues. So, since you speaking in tongues, why don't you go read The Matrix of Power when it breaks down religions and how it comes from black folk? But y'all want to be praying to Cesare Borgia. Oh, and this is by Jordan Maxwell, white folk. You know, most niggas will go read it because it's white. You know, anytime you mention a black author, man, can't fuck with that. But then, oh no, it's a white dude that wrote it. Oh shit, let me go read it, man. That type of shit. You know how niggas are. So that's just a couple of books. I'm always keep them up here, and I always refer to them as much. But shout out to everybody that's at the Core Plantation. Shout out to all my finessing niggas too that be playing all these bullshit games and get on the job just begging. And shout out to all my niggas that don't like the niggas that come to work and tell all their personal business. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. It's like they come to work thinking this is a therapy session. Nigga, I'm not a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist. Nigga, you at work. Nigga, save it for Oprah. You better call Yalen Van Zant. Nigga, I can't fix your motherfucking life. And these are grown individuals. I've never been around so many in my years of working at the Core Plantation. I've never been around so many adults who lack maturity, but I tell niggas like me, I'm immature. But most niggas that work with me or have worked with me in the past, they didn't know a goddamn thing about war. Man, I used to tell motherfuckers I had 8 kids, 4 different baby mamas. I used to be like, I got a white baby mama, a Mexican baby mama, a black baby mama, an Asian baby mama. Niggas used to be believing that shit. Until my homeboy, until one of my homeboys was like, man, that nigga is lying. But I just do it because I think it's funny. Because a nigga that come to work and tell all his personal business, there's an insecurity there and there's a self-esteem issue there. That's a fact. So we got to understand what the fuck is going on. We gonna also talk about, I didn't want to talk about it on Sunday because I wanted to let all the facts run in. We are gonna revisit Matt Rowan and how he called those kids niggas and shit. We gonna revisit a little bit of that. We gonna talk on Kirk Franklin too. We gonna get on that. We gonna talk about a little bit of the Grammys, and we gonna talk about Sharon Osbourne. You know, we gonna definitely talk about that. Let me see, cause I think I might have spelled her name wrong. Let me see. Let's see. Oops. Born. Look, you see me trying to. Okay, there you go. There we go. Make sure I spell this bitch's name right. We gonna talk about Kirk Franklin, and I'm gonna talk about Kirk Franklin. I know this, but we gonna talk about niggas need to stop looking at gospel singers and thinking that everything they do is perfect. That nigga, his son said some out of line shit. That Sunday's Best shit went out the window. That nigga was like, motherfucker, I will fuck you up. Y'all need, I'm gonna play that shit. I gotta play this shit, man. It was the most realest shit I ever heard a nigga say to his kid. Nigga, I'm not gonna play with your motherfucking ass. I will fuck you up, nigga. So I'm gonna try. Hey man, we gotta get on that shit. I think it's reality. I think what Kirk Franklin did was reality. But you know what? It's fucked up because it's like they view gospel singers as perfect individuals. So we gonna get on that shit too. It's time to get into it, man. Hey. Man. Oh man. Hold on. Let me see who it is. Let me see who just. Oh man. Hey y'all. Nuke is texting me right now. What's up? I'm about to say, hold on. What's up, Nuke? Nuke is texting me right now. Look, I'm about to tell her, I'm doing the podcast right now. But I got you on the, she was asking me a question about some cryptocurrency. Crypto. Shout out to Nuke, man. Hey, man, Nuke is a busy individual, so it's hard. Everybody busy, man. Trust me, everybody busy. I think the last person that I got a chance to do a podcast with was my niece. That was like 2 years ago. Me and her kind of did a podcast, and I just want to touch on this real quick. She said some real shit. I went back and listened to that the other day, Taj. I forgot to tell you. Desiree said some real shit. She was just like, everybody think they next. Everybody think they're a superstar and everybody think they next. And that made me think, we don't want to work with each other. But while we not working with each other, you see Sharon Osbourne stood up for Piers Morgan. She had his back the whole time, and she snapped on Cheryl Underwood. And the thing that tripped me out about it was, I watched it over and over again. Cheryl Underwood was very humble because Cheryl Underwood thought that woman was her friend. But that's not your friend, because a real friend would have told him, Piers Morgan behind closed doors, hey man, what you said was wrong. And then publicly would have been like, that's my friend, but what he said, I don't condone. Because it does look like some racism. He know I don't play that. And that's how you, and if you want to play the middle, that's how you play the middle. But you don't jump down your co-host, which is allegedly supposed to be your friend. And this is why I thought it was funny. And the reason why I thought it was funny is because when you watched it, Cheryl Underwood was very humble, very polite. She damn near tiptoed around it because she wasn't trying to offend her. And then as soon as Sharon Osbourne had no escape, what did she do? She immediately white fragility that shit and went straight into victim mode. Okay? I'm not going to read that part. Everybody business. Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. And it's true. You know, when I saw that shit, I just was like, wow. And you know what? I don't think Cheryl Underwood was sad. I just think she was disappointed because I really think she thought that Sharon Osbourne was her friend. But that clearly lets you know she's on code with her friend, Piers Morgan. Or Morgan Pierce, whatever the fuck his name is. I just know she was on code with her white friend. And I know that brother who was getting in his ass made him walk off the fucking stage because he was like, bro, you been on Meghan Markle. We know you used to deal with her, but if she don't want to deal with you, that doesn't give you a right to just keep slandering her in the news and all that. You wrong. And you can't speak on her racism because you wasn't there. That's one. Two, man, I know good goddamn well them white folks was like, ooh, we can't be parading that nigga baby around. That's a mulatto. We can't be having niggas think that they really can't be a part of the royal family and ain't no title for that nigga baby. So get the fuck up out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is. And we have to understand that. We got to stop thinking that every other racial group is our friend because they know how to do the Dougie and the stanky leg and they know how to talk with a little twang. So we think that they are our friend. Let me tell you, if you know you got a real friend, when you start suggesting books to them, they're not going to talk shit to you and be running their mouth about shit they don't know. They're going to go read the book, whether it's a black author or a white author or a Latino author. If it has to do with racism, white supremacy, and establishing a system of justice, they're going to read it because then they'll gain a different perspective on it. And they're going to want to keep learning about it. And they're going to tell you what's being said when you're not in the room. That's the whole point. Like Dr. Francis Cress Welsing teaches, tell us what's being said when we're not in the room. We don't need nobody. That's why you always hear me talk. We don't need no more Jane Elliott's and Tim Wises making money off of racism. We don't need that shit. Let me tell you what we need. We need motherfuckers like this. And I can only remember his name. We need Keith Forsyth from this book. That's the burglary. Keith Forsyth was the motherfucker who picked the lock, who helped to break into the motherfucking building. He was the motherfucker who handled business. That's why I'm telling you right now, that's what we need. We don't need no motherfucker talking about they gonna change something and they ain't gonna change it. And they ain't trying to change it. We need motherfuckers that are from other racial groups that are in position of power at the corporate plantation that could put black folk on and protect black folk at those corporate plantations. Use that white fragility for evil when it comes to dealing with white folk and use it for good when it comes to dealing with black folk, which means this. Have white fragility when you around those white people. Oh my God, no, I don't. I wouldn't even understand that. And then when you're dealing with black folk, put them in positions where they can win. Stop doing all this bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Use it for evil when it's dealing with white folk and use it for good when it's dealing with black folk, which means you know what the fuck to do. You know what you should be doing. You know what you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't, in my personal opinion, be acting like you don't know what race is, because that's what Sharon Osbourne, we got to stop helping white folk too in other racial groups. Cheryl Underwood was definitely trying to help her. Would that be safe to say? I would have been like, whoa, to me, what would you consider racist? And we can't really speak on what Meghan Markle was going through. That's one. And two, how do we not know that Piers Morgan isn't racist? How do we not know that? Because he could be a suspected white supremacist. We don't know until proven otherwise. Everybody's a suspected white supremacist until proven otherwise. I don't care what racial group you're from. I'm tired of Asian motherfuckers coming around me talking about, oh, I got discriminated on. They call me, my people built the railroads. No, your people did not build the railroads, clown. It's called slavery by another name. Go read that book by Douglas Blackman. He clearly states in there, nigga, y'all didn't build those fucking railroads. Stop. Like I said, I remember a white man try to tell me, man, they're so sad how we made those, the Chinamen build the railroads. And there was a Latino sister right there, and she kind of looked at me because he basically just kind of glossed over slavery like slavery didn't exist. But all he did was let me know, oh, you're not a suspected white supremacist. You're a white supremacist, which is fine with me. But you know what I love about white supremacists? I love white supremacists that are poor and they think they got money. And then you get around the real white, wealthy white supremacists. And the real white, wealthy white supremacists don't give a fuck about no white person that work a regular 9-to-5 job. They laughing at you. You're not even in their tax bracket. But go ahead, keep doing your thing, brother. Keep doing your motherfucking thing. And I'll keep being melanated and highly favored. Because I know who I am. And that's the point. You got to know who you are. You can't get around other people and act like it's okay to give them a pass for the chicken shit that they do. So here, man, I'm about to play some audio.
Me, what has he uttered that's racist?
I'm about to play some audio of Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood. Now here we go.
I really would like to know, because I've been knowing you for years since I've been here, and I've never seen anything come out of you other than
already making an excuse. Cheryl, I love you, but I might have to get the music for you. Hey, Tasha, Shawnee, you already know. I'll play the mammy real quick. The way you even started it off, see how quick we are to take up for them because we don't want to lose that check. We don't want to lose that money, so we so quick to defend them. Let her defend herself, because if a black woman get on there talking cracker, and saying disrespectful shit about Jews and all that, man, you see what they did to Nick Cannon. Didn't nobody take up for Nick Cannon. Not no black people, not nobody. Everybody just stood there and let them give him a public hanging in front of everyone.
If I don't know, I'm willing to learn. If it comes off a certain way, I stand corrected.
Right.
That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people who may feel that while you're standing by your friend, it appears that you give validation or safe haven to something that he has uttered that is racist, even if you don't.
You see how she just set up, look, and then know this, I love Cheryl Underwood. I think she's funny. She's one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. But we do have a tendency to start protecting the white imagery. We start to protect them and we use it. We hide under the garb of that's my friend. Instead of being like, well, if this is my friend, she doesn't need my protection. She knows how to speak what the fuck is really going on.
Am I saying it right? Okay, am I saying?
I don't know what he's uttered that's racist.
So that's your friend, but you don't know what he uttered that's racist. You don't know that. Okay. All right. You don't know that, though. That's a part of white fragility. I don't know. Well, what did he do? Was that racist? All he said was he was a fucking nigger monkey. That's racist? Oh, I think I got diabetes, y'all. Oh, Lord Jesus, my blood sugar is just too high. I can't do it. Stop.
I'm not trying to slide out of this one.
Right.
I don't know. Tell me, what has he uttered
See what I'm saying? Oh, well, tell me. Oh, but that's your friend, though. So why do I got to tell you about your friend?
that's racist?
Wednesday's episode of The Talk got intense as Cheryl Underwood confronted her co-host following.
Man, nah, we about to go to another one. They bullshitting. We about to go to another one, man. Hold on. I don't want to hear nobody talking and giving a point of view, especially some white motherfucker. Nah. And I guess what has been said is this too, that Holly Robinson Pete had issues with her as well. And I'm really interested to see, because she said, well, that bitch got me kicked off the show too. I said, all right, let's see. Let's see what happens on here. Because I'm going to try to get some more, audio footage, because, fuck all that. I just wanted to see her. I like when she got mad at Cheryl Underwood.
With what he said? No. Everybody goes, if you support him, then you must be racist because he's racist. I'm not racist. Neither is Piers racist.
Oh, God. You're not racist, huh? Okay. That's what, look, when a white person says, man, I'm not racist, don't start bucking your eyes. See, he not racist. No, you start looking at, oh, so you're not racist, huh? So how many books have you read that could give you a clear understanding of what racism is? Have you ever used white fragility? Have you ever done things and looked at black people a certain way? If you start going down a checklist of things when you ask the dominant white society, they'll lie, deny all day long. Stop.
On Wednesday's episode.
Yeah, stop. I just want to see her getting into it with hold on, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I'm about to see if I can find let's see, verses. There we go. Let's get that out there. All righty. Let's see if we can get something. Let's see.
Her. Throughout the conversation, Sharon became very defensive over her friendship with Pierce and even lashed out at Cheryl. Take a look.
I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair.
Oh, that's the deflection. That is there you go right there. See, when they start doing the victim mode shit, that's letting you know they about to go on to the white fragility right now. You got to know how this shit works. Because when you start bringing up, see, black folk need to know how to go into victimhood and victim mode. Because I know how to do it. I'm quick to be like, you know what? I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't like how this sounds. I don't like how this feels. And I feel like am I being targeted? Well, what's going on? Because that's how I feel. Then a motherfucker be like, no, well, that's how you making me feel. And then a motherfucker leave you alone. Don't let these people go into victim mode and you just sitting there being the aggressor. You go into victim mode.
Because
and always start a conversation with a question. So with Sharon Osbourne, I would have said, well, tell me what you think racism is. And then after that, say, okay, and do you think, would it be fair to say that Piers Morgan has never, exhibited any type of behavior as anti-black racist or racism in his bone, so you just think that you know everything about him? Okay, and that's it. Let her do the motherfucking answering the questions. Don't let her go into victim mode.
I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age...
Oh, just to let y'all know, if I'm hanging out with a bunch of gang members and a bunch of gang members do a whole bunch of racketeering and shit like that, and those are my friends, that's a RICO charge. I'm getting the same charges as them, probably worse, just because I'm affiliated with them. So I'm tired of white folk acting like, well, that's my friend, but I'm not racist. Okay, but if you're hanging around them, I know they said out of line shit about black folk, and you're going to tell me that ain't racist? Stop. And people, and let me just clear the air real quick. I don't care if you Latino, Asian, European, whatever, you all can distribute anti-black racism. All of you can. Because let me tell you something. The majority of every other racial group identifies as white. And I don't care about this Latino pride and all this other stuff. Let me tell you why. I want to know how you're acting when you're at the corporate plantation. I don't care about you waving your flag and all this other shit. We're not talking about no boxing and no Canelo and all this other shit. No, how do you act when you're at the corporate plantation? Because if you're not prideful in who you are as a Latino, you're not going to replicate that behavior of the dominant white society at a job unless you think you're going to get something. And the majority of the things that I have seen in the multiple corporations that I've worked at, I've seen every other racial group conform and replicate and duplicate the anti-black racism behavior that the dominant white society displays every single day. That's all I've seen. This is my perspective. That's all I've ever seen. Now, there have been occasions and instances where I've seen different behavior from, you know, some Asian folk or some Latinos, but those were real motherfuckers that have came to me and pulled me to the side and said, Warren, I don't play that shit. So you're not going to get me involved in none of that. I don't play none of that racist shit. Get the fuck away from me. And I have to respect those type of people, but they're few and far in between. That's a fact.
To have to turn around and say, I ain't racist.
Right.
What's
Well,
it got to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well, I
Well,
tell you,
what?
We'll be right
Well,
back.
what?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this.
Oh.
I will ask you again, Cheryl.
Yes.
I've been asking you during the break. I am asking you again. And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me.
Did y'all hear that? Now, do you see how aggressive she got with Cheryl Underwood? None of those other co-hosts stood up and said, hey, Cheryl, you're being real aggressive right now and real defensive. We just asking a question. But can a black person be that aggressive? Let me tell you what I've experienced. I've experienced a coworker go in an office and say, I've said that they're being treated like that because they're black. Now, if I did say it, I would say, yeah, I said it, but I never would say that. And I've been called in and started an investigation and all that to try to make me feel like, how dare you even think we're acting like that? Let me tell you what real white folk would do. They would be like, Warren, let me talk to you. So are we distributing racist behavior? If we are, tell us. What are we doing and how can we do something different? That's confident Caucasians and confident different racial groups that are confident in who they are and they know they ain't with that shit. Non-confident, insecure, white, anti-black racists will make you feel bad for feeling discriminated against because of the color of your skin. That's what anti-black white supremacists do to black folk every fucking day at the corporate plantation, outside the corporate plantation. And then the minute you get aggressive, they think you get aggressive. Hey, calm down. Why are you getting loud? You don't think I've had that happen to me? I've had to tell a person in a monotone behavior, hey man, you're the most unprofessional person I've ever met in my life. Why are you getting loud? I'm like, I'm not getting loud. I'm just telling you what I see. You have to have a monotone. You can't act no fool. You can't say nothing, but they can act up. I done seen and worked around motherfuckers that done black tar heroin in the goddamn bathroom and sweating like a goddamn pedophile at a kindergarten graduation and ain't nobody say shit about the motherfucker. And then just walk around the goddamn job high as a goddamn kite. Nobody says nothing. Do you think black people would be allotted that time and be able to have that behavior and display it at a fucking corporation? No. You would be guilty, nigga. Hey, man, I'm just sweating. Well, what you sweating for? It's 30 degrees outside. Man, because I got hypertension, man. Guilty, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that shit, nigga. You're fired. That's exactly what they do to you.
This is the situation.
Yes.
You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me, tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me, tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a black woman and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But right now.
And see, you see how we got to explain it to them and they play dumb? See how they play dumb? The white Jewish community don't play dumb. Say one goddamn thing about that. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semitic. Stop.
I'm talking to a woman who I believe is my friend. And I don't want anybody here to watch this and say that we're attacking you for being racist. And
See how you got to protect them on TV?
And for that, if I articulated
I think it's
anything,
too late. I think that seed's already sown.
But that is why I'm saying for me. I'm saying for me. For me. I question.
Oh my God. You see? And this is what they do to black folk every single day. Make you feel bad for asking them a question.
About the perception for other people.
Oh, man.
That's why I prefaced it with, I've never heard you utter anything racist,
Cheryl,
but I have felt that Pierce was racist in his stance against Meghan Markle. And the last time he was on this show, I said as much. I said it when he was on this show.
And what was his answer to you?
He didn't feel that it was racist. He didn't feel that the racial statements that he was making were racist. But I was talking to him.
Okay, answer me this one, okay? Because I don't know. I don't
Oh God, I don't know.
understand. If he doesn't like someone, and I think this is for everybody who is born white, if Piers doesn't like someone and they happen to be black, does that make him a racist?
No. No.
That's a no.
No.
Right. So why can't it be he just doesn't like her? Why does it have to be racist?
It's almost like, oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl.
No, you go
It's
ahead.
almost like yesterday when you were talking, Mrs. O, it sounded like he was really upset about, what you were saying is a royalist. Like, he is just so, like, deep into
he is.
honoring the crown and honoring, and do I agree with what he said? No, like you.
No, I
Do
don't
I
agree.
think he should have walked off set? No. Do I think he should have sat there and listened to his other co-hosts like we're doing right now and having a conversation and learning from?
Yeah, but you notice that's white fragility too. You up here trying to clean this up. This lady started cussing and fussing at Cheryl and all pissed off at her. And ain't nobody say, hey, but Sharon, you're wrong for attacking Cheryl and cussing at her. We just asked you a question. If you're not racist, then what are you worried about? That's why I'm rewinding back to the time she said, well, don't you start crying. If anybody should be crying, it should be me. Hold on. Let's listen to it one more time.
How can I?
Well,
Hold on.
Friend who many people
Hold on. Let's see if I can find.
Following her sit-down interview with Oprah.
Here we go.
Throughout the conversation, Sharon became very defensive over her
Yes, she
friendship
did.
with Pierce and even lashed out at Cheryl. Take a look.
I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a
Like I said before, that's deflection and that's victim mode. So I'm going to deflect and turn into the victim.
friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's
Well,
it got to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything?
Oh, man. Hey, man, wait till I talk to my own boys if they ain't already seen this shit, man. We be having conference calls about this shit all the time, man. We be laughing. Some of it be so funny, man, because I be like, bro, that's blatant. Oh, man.
My life. How can I?
Well, I
Well,
tell you,
what?
We'll be right back. We have more topics.
Look, she got aggressive. Well, what? And then listen at the end when she started cussing before they went to commercial.
Don't go away.
And I think we should stop this
We should stop this fucking shit.
I will ask you again, Cheryl.
Yes.
I've been asking you during the break. I am asking you again. And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me. This is the situation. You tell me.
That bitch said if anybody should be crying, it should be me. I'm white. Basically, let me translate it for you. You're a nigger and I'm white. So if anybody should be sad, it should be me, because I'm white and you're a nigger, and you shouldn't even be making me feel uncomfortable because you're a nigger. You should be always making me feel comfortable. That's basically what she's saying. But when you tell white folk this, for the most part, they act like you crazy. They act like you crazy. Like I said one more time, I ain't gonna play it no more, man, because I'm about to get up out of here. But that shit is funny. Let me put the music back on. But my question is this, before I get up out of here, is why is it the dominant white society has been the most vile, vicious, undermining, deceitful, volatile people in this country the last 450 years, but we gotta make them feel comfortable around us? And then they portray one gang or two or three gangs, right? And it's thugs and ghetto. But then when you look at the Italian mafia or mob, just because they dressed up in suits, that makes them a lot better than us. They're still killing people and committing crimes and murder and racketeering and all this other shit. So what? That gang is different from the mob? It's the same. It's a gang. Just because one dresses up in suits, stop. And by the way, people need to stop trying to distinguish this. It's all a gang. It doesn't matter. Shit is shit, whether you put it on a silver platter or put it in a cardboard box. It's still shit. That stinks. Just like niggas motherfuckers want to celebrate Easter. We'll get on that later. But I'm just saying, before you start celebrating anything and worry about the Grammys and Beyonce won a Grammy and Blue Ivy won a Grammy. And look, first of all, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're great people and they do a lot for the community and they help out black folk, and I'm happy for them. But they are safe Negroes. Trust and believe you me, if they were very oppositional of this system of racism and white supremacy, they would not be around. So remember that. So stop looking at them as the template. You create your own template, create your own lane, and handle your own motherfucking business. Okay? She was like, well, what? And if y'all don't watch that, go watch the Sharon Osbourne shit. That bitch was getting super aggressive with Cheryl. And you got to give Cheryl props for being like, keeping her composure. But you know what? I wish Cheryl Underwood would have been like, but why are you getting upset with me? I'm just asking you a simple question. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. She handled herself. She kept her composure. That's what you're supposed to do. Because they really, see, what Sharon Osbourne really wanted was for Cheryl Underwood to start acting a fool. And then it would have deflected off of racism and onto a black woman acting out of her motherfucking character. But since Cheryl Underwood kept her composure, that made Sharon Osbourne more uncomfortable. She looked like a fish out of water. For real. And that's how you're supposed to do people at the corporate plantation. Just make them feel uncomfortable. When you start putting the questions on them, they get uncomfortable. When you start standing firm on certain things and you're not gonna be played for no fool, but you do your job and handle your business, they can't do nothing but leave you alone. That's it. Hey man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing, handle your business, stay in your own lane. Don't try to do nothing that somebody else is telling you to do. Do what you need to do. Handle your fucking business. That's not your lane. Be in your lane. I'm not worried about what another nigga got, because I'm too busy worried about all my goddamn bills and shit that I gotta pay. Hey man, I appreciate everybody out there listening. Like I said, subscribing. Shout out to Nuke, everybody that's out there at the corporate plantation handling business. If you are trying to do what's best for you and stay in your own lane, and then a nigga come around talking about that, but all lives matter. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.